What the business is, we back. Everything stream. It's been a few months since I did an everything stream. So what it do? Boxing Clinic and more. Your boy CJ Goodfella. One time for the one time. What's good with you, man? I'm gonna do about a 50-minute stream till my Lions come on and I'm gonna watch the Lions game. This is the third preseason game, so it's a dress rehearsal. You know what I'm saying? We moving with the movers and the shakers. Y'all know what we do. Quan 43, what it do? I see your son working. I see little man working. Sean Torre, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? I was looking at the Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson thing, man. And they supposed to be playing November 23rd, Black Friday in Vegas. I did a video on it. I dropped a couple days later. I did that shit like 2-3 days ago. And they supposed to be getting $9 million, and it's supposed to be $29.99 for pay-per-view. Okay? $30 to watch them play on pay-per-view. Would you watch LeBron versus Kevin Durant for $10 million, one-on-one, $30 for pay-per-view? Would it be worth your dollar watching that? We also going to talk about how Aaron Rodgers is responsible or may be responsible, let me say it, for the new NFL tackle rule. Whenever it goes outside of that, just is everything stream. You know, stream so much about boxing, a lot of people forget we talk more than boxing, all right? And the thing, LeBron, I paid the $30. If they paying for $10 million and it's competitive, and just without the money, I believe it would be competitive because LeBron James' image. That shit would be his image. Losing to Kevin Durant, that would be like losing 7 straight finals in a row. That'd be like losing 4 straight Super Bowls in a row. You know what I'm saying? You know, that would be DEFCON $1 billion. We know LeBron James wouldn't do that. Yeah, I heard about that. He ain't nobody. And that would be huge. You know, if they can get LeBron James to actually do that and Kevin Durant to do that, that would be huge. What's going on, Harold Tatum? That would be huge. That would be huge. You know, I'm not talking about boxing right now, but that's too much money. I did a video on that. Y'all heard about Tevin Farmer as well. Not work. Tevin Farmer ain't nobody. But that would be huge if you can get Kevin Durant and LeBron James to play one-on-one in the offseason. But the fear is, I'm not sure on Kevin Durant's side because he don't have much to lose. But LeBron James' brand has took so many hits, and he like elastic, and he bounced back so many times. But this is the same guy that was scared to compete in the dunk contest because of his image. While it kept lasting on as far as the dunk contest, it kept lasting on, and the hype became so much when he could just got out the way like Kobe did in his early career, win it, and nobody cared if he would defend it or not. But, you know, he didn't want to do that. But for $10 million for LeBron, that's chump change. It would have to probably be more than $10 million on the line for them. It had to be something like a quarter of $100 million, $25 million on the line. What's going on, Charles Tiller? That's what it would have to be. And that would be huge for the culture of the NBA. I think, what you talk about the NFL in a minute, I think for the NFL, it's on a downslide. You know, as far as the NHL, when they had the lockout and it was sliding as well, and it slid after the lockout, it just never became the sport that it once was. The NFL is at that point with this tackle rule and with all these rule changes and the racist employees the racist employees that's employed by teams, the commissioner that was hired, that had to be hired to destroy the NFL. Rodger Goodell has done nothing but destroy the NFL. He must have been hired to destroy it because Paul Tagliabue will while under his watch, you had people committing homicides and going crazy shit. The NFL he laid the groundwork. You know what I'm saying? It's like Obama to Trump, where Trump is triumphant or is really he's really reaping the fruits of Obama's labor. Okay. It's the same thing with Rodger Goodell. He was reaping the fruits of Paul Tagliabue's favor, the former NFL commissioner. It's the same thing as when you go college football coaches. A lot of coaches, when they first get there, they're playing with house money. And excuse, they're playing with another coach's player. So by year 3 or 4, when they players become freshmen, when they players become juniors and seniors, you know what I'm saying? You know, You know, now it's time to really see where real money at. And basically, Rodger Goodell, I think, is on the second contract with the NFL. Now you're seeing that he don't know what he's doing. He legit was hired to, he was legit hired to kill the NFL. That's what he done. He ain't helped the NFL. He has to clean the image up or anything like that. With that being said, with them tearing down the NFL, okay, that's what they're doing. The NBA can rise up and take some type of idea like this and run with it. But the problem is getting LeBron James on board. You know, I think Kevin Durant wouldn't mind playing LeBron one-on-one. Because guess what? He has nothing to lose. His image is already dog shit in the public eyes. He already went to Golden State where people act like it's the worst thing in the world. Why? He should have stayed at Oklahoma City for one. Oklahoma City, you know, they had a fucking all-star team, even though they was young, they didn't win it. But two, he was tired of competing with shots with Russell Westbrook. For three, why would I go out to Boston? Why would I go out to these other places when I know I can win in Golden State? You know what I'm saying? And I'm the man. Larry Bird had several Hall of Famers he played with. Some like Bill Walton in his career, Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale, had a lot of different guys that come through there. You know what I'm saying? It's his prerogative. If you want to create a dominant team, that's his prerogative. Don't get mad at him because the same thing LeBron did. He just did it better than LeBron did it. He just didn't come there and be a ball-dominant, selfish player with Golden State Warriors and say, hey, Golden State, Kevin Durant's here. You got to change your offense. That's what LeBron does every time he hops to a new team. Hey, LeBron's here. The offense that you ran, oh, it's me dribble, drive, kick. That's the offense that we in. Am I lying? I'm not lying. You know what I'm saying? I'm not lying. That's what it is. With Kevin Durant, it was plug and play. You know, all right, I don't mind moving the ball. And when it's time for me to do my thing, I do my thing. I respect him for going to Golden State. I respect him for not giving a fuck what other people's opinion was. Everybody got an opinion when it come to him. But when LeBron did the shit, nobody had an opinion. Nobody. Everybody was team LeBron. I was a lifelong Sonics fan. I was a lifelong Brooklyn Nets fan. I was a lifetime Orlando Magic fan. Now I'm a lifetime Miami Heat fan. It was all peaches and cream. This dude orchestrated that. Wade was a great player. Bosh was a great player in Toronto. Then they had great role players around him like Mario Chalmers, who hit plenty big shots going back to the NCAA finals over Memphis. So Durant, in people's eyes, LeBron did the same thing. Well, you didn't go to the team that beat you the year before. What does it matter if they beat you or didn't beat you? LeBron built a team to beat Boston. He never beat Boston straight up. He never went and say, look, we're going to beat Boston. He went to go get two other dudes, plus a Shane Battier was already on the team, and a few other guys to beat Boston. It's no different. Just because he lost to Kevin Durant, lost to Golden State, he was only down by one game. Who cares? He was tired of Russell Westbrook. That's what people miss. Paul George, good player. He went back to Westbrook, but at the end of the day, did Westbrook make Paul George a better player? No. Some of the people even forgot Paul George was there most of the season. Facts. All right. So Durant in people's public eye, he don't have nothing to lose. Okay. He has zero to lose. People already hate him. LeBron, for some reason, is able to do things that other athletes can't. Lose all these finals and people still call him the GOAT. Choke in the NBA finals, people still call him the GOAT. Fall out while it's hot in the San Antonio Spurs arena and say, oh, and quit on the team, say it's too hot for me to play, I'm cramping. Motherfucker, did you know Michael Jordan came off a Liz Frank injury, was injured, and came into the NBA the first round? Where y'all say, well, LeBron never been swept in the first round, but did y'all know that Michael Jordan came back after Liz Frank injury, a foot injury, and came into the Boston Garden and dropped 63 on the Boston Celtics, and the old Boston Garden had no air conditioning. This is what they won't tell you on ESPN. They dig all these deep analytics. They won't tell you the complete truth. Jordan missed basically the whole season with a foot injury, a Liz Frank injury. Went into the Garden versus one of the greatest teams of all time. I think it was the 86 Celtics. It was one of the greatest teams of all time. Dropped 63. Larry Bird said, nigga, that was Jesus or God in Nikes tonight. He didn't play half the majority of the year. No air conditioning, dropped 63. One man versus a Hall of Fame squad. 63 points. I think he drugged that hoe into overtime. You know? They don't tell you that, though. But like I said, LeBron wouldn't do it though. His image would take an ultimate hit. How can the LeBron slappies justify Kevin Durant beating him for 10, 20, $30 million on pay-per-view? How would they justify that? How? How would somebody rationalize and spin it where, oh, it's only one-on-one. It's only 10, 20, $30 million. LeBron wasn't serious. You know, LeBron's 33 years old. Kevin Durant's 27 years old. That's what they would say. That's what they said. And before the match, they be talking big shit. Cash money shit. Cash money they be talking. Oh, LeBron too big for Durant and this is Durant too light. I want to see it. I would love for the NBA to do something like this. And put the nail in the coffin and put the stake in the NFL heart and take over the number one position in sports in America. I would love to see something like this. Should they have an undercard? Shit, maybe so. Maybe so. Jimmy Butler versus Kawhi Leonard, whatever it may be. I would love to see this. It's so much fantasy talk about one-on-one players. It's so much fantasy talk. What would Jordan beat Kobe one-on-one? Would Jordan beat LeBron? LeBron, you can see it. Both of these dudes still got the juice right now. Both of these dudes still at the top of their game. Y'all seeing LeBron was an MVP last year. Let's see it. Why not would you want to see it? A game to what? 15. Ones and twos. Or if you want to make it 20, 20. Ones and twos. Why not? Undercard. You can have, a couple one-on-one games. You can have a 21 game or some shit like that. $30. The NBA, you can have a concert, intermission. They can blow this thing out. And when the NBA is at its most dire point in the dog days after the draft, after summer league, slap dead in August. Why not do it? Slap dead in July to August. Why not put something on like this on? Compton in the house. What's going on, ugly? Cuz, Rodger, I see you, bro. I see you. Thanks for subbing, bro. I definitely appreciate it, man. We do a lot of different talk. Like, as far as who I think will win, I don't really care. I just want to see it happen. I just want to put this energy out in the universe and hopefully articulate. Because for one thing for sure and two things for certain, the NFL is dying. So why not go ahead and kick them racist asses down the drain? I love football. But at the end of the day, how they treat us as fans and buyers, with the radio guys being racist. I did a video on that yesterday, with the owners being racist. With all these different things happening. Why not go ahead and kick them while they down? They want to. They tired of being sued for CTE and concussions. Each warrior that played football, anybody that ever spatted up and padded up for football, padded up and spatted up, we knew the risk when we was taking playing the ball game. We knew the risk every time we went out there in 100-degree heat, in humid weather, and random wind sprints. We knew the risk when we go ahead and hit and go helmet to helmet in practice. And we went out there on Friday night lights in high school and Saturdays on college. We knew the risk. You're not thinking about getting injured when you get injured in the NFL, or in football, unless you got something to lose. You're not thinking about getting injured. You're thinking about making sure your brother next to you right and winning as a team. Football is the ultimate family sport. It's the ultimate team sport, excuse me. When you think about getting hurt, that's when you get hurt. Even if you think about it, you do get hurt. But when you really out there thinking, playing gingerly, that don't fly. And now, to segue into my next subject, and we go back and forth after I do this, we're going to stay on for another, say, 36 minutes by the time the Lions game come on. And what is coming out, because what it's boiled down to, I seen a Vikings fan, all right? I wish I remember. Matter of fact, I'm going to look up this dude's page on YouTube, on Facebook, all right? And I watch his videos every now and again. They come down your Facebook thing. If you didn't know, when you do Facebook, your statuses, or if you're on Facebook Creator, or if you have a like page, whatever you want to say on Facebook, if you got 10,000 people that like you on Facebook and follow your page, even your regular page, it's an algorithm. Facebook doesn't send your statuses out to all 2,000, 10,000, 3,000, or 1,000 of your likers or followers. It's an algorithm. It sends it out to a certain percentage of your followers. And that's real. His name is Realistic Randy. That's his name. Realistic Randy brought up an excellent point this morning. I'm getting up this morning Had to go figure some things out. All right. Shout out to SJ Fish 101. All right. And I'm listening to Realistic Randy on Facebook. All right. He's a Vikings fan, but he's a very, very firm and fair, has great content. I don't know if he's on Facebook or what. I mean, on YouTube or what. But he has great content. And he says the reason the NFL came up with this tackle rule, you can't lean on it's a rule as well. You can't lean on the quarterback after you tackle him. Or, you get what I'm saying. You only can hit the quarterback in the strike zone now from the shin up to the chest or whatever it may be. It's because Aaron Rodgers got injured and the Green Bay Packers didn't have nothing behind him to compensate for his loss. And I believe that. I definitely believe it's not even a theory. That's a fact. Because when Anthony Barr injured Aaron Rodgers last year and got up off of him, they said, oh, he put his weight on his shoulder. Did anybody ever see the Joe Theismann leg injury when his leg basically snapped off? Did you see the way Joe Montana used to get hit? Did you see the punishment Troy Aikman took early in his career before they was the triplets? And these people, and this goes in boxing as well. We talk a lot of boxing, but we talk other sports, okay? This goes hand in hand. The same way. A lot of these dudes' legacies are being, how can I say it? In modern day, these legacies are being oversaturated, and a lot of the Dan Marinos, Troy Aikman, Joe Theismann, Roger Staubach's legacies are being diminished. Drew Brees threw for 5,000 yards in 5 straight seasons, or Brady did. These motherfuckers, man, let me say this. I can't really cuss like that, but these motherfuckers, man, ain't had to deal with none of this shit. And that go for NBA too. They didn't have to deal with none of this shit. You can't jam the receivers past 5 yards, all right? You can't do that no more. You can't hit the receiver as he's going across the middle. You can't touch the quarterbacks no more. You gotta. Why you do that? Why you blocking Ronald Fink? You shouldn't did that, bro. I think it was a mistake, ugly cuz. It was a mistake, bro. I can't undo it. So my bad. I don't think Ronald Finkley meant to do that. But you can't judge these dudes on stats. You can't judge these dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't judge them. Because what Joe Montana dealt with a real pass rush and real injuries and concussions and real hits and receivers being able to get jammed past 5 to 10 yards, that's different from, I can't touch Dez Bryant. Let me pass him to the next zone. There we go. Can't do it. Sorry, ugly, because he didn't mean to do that, fam. You can't do that. You can't do it. So it's different. Same thing in boxing, to make a parallel real quick. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Danny Garcia or is a 2 weight class title holder, or Triple G held all these titles. Well, it was only one title when Ray Robinson was fighting, I believe. It was only one title. So Ray Robinson moved up 3 weight classes. I'm just saying hypothetically. I'm not 100% sure. He won 3 titles. Triple G moved up 2 weight classes, let's just say hypothetically, and wins 3 titles and 4 titles. There's 7 titles he done won. Oh, people say, oh, Triple G better than Ray Robinson. You can't compare that. You can't compare that. Ronald Finkley didn't mean that for sure. And with the NFL, you can say Brady to go, but what about the things Joe Montana had to deal with? Joe Theismann had to deal with it. Doug Williams had to deal with it. Randall Cunningham had to deal with it. Warren Moon had to go to Canada. He didn't get the opportunities that Lamar Jackson did through social media. He didn't get those opportunities. If fucking Warren Moon played today, he'd be a beast. He wouldn't have to worry about going to fucking Canada, because we all would have outspoke, did videos, and went on social media. And that's what happened to Lamar Jackson. They was going to do it to Lamar Jackson. Y'all haven't seen this new show, but I seen the video he just did. Let me know. Oh, you talking about the Contender? Is it out yet? But he had to go through all that shit. They tried to do it to Lamar Jackson. They tried to put Lamar Jackson in the 5th round, 3rd round, make him receive. You heard Bill Polian. They tried to do it. They did. But they heard the motherfucking pushback. They already know the NFL is on the brink of an epic fall. All them owners is going to fall. Papa John, Jerry Jones, he know what it is, man. He know he about to pass away not too soon, so he don't give a fuck. All these owners is about to take a major loss pretty soon. And By the time they see these major losses and these Raiders continue to fall, when they start seeing dudes go the boxing route and the UFC route and started being the heavy instead of being a football player, going to be a heavyweight in combat, when you start seeing more 6'7" brothers and sisters and all of them going to play baseball, softball, when they get away from football. No, not the sisters, but they get away from football. That's when it's going, oh, we got to change the game. We got to make the game fun again. Woo, woo. It's going to be too late. Perfectly fine game. Perfectly fine game. They act like they cared about the player. If they cared about the player, okay, if they really cared about the player, why they play on Thursday night? Why? Why they play on Thursday night if they care about the player? Why don't they compensate the player the right way if they cared about the player? Same thing in the real world. You think them owners actually giving them players a fair cut of the pie? No. You think McDonald's can't afford to pay their employees $15 an hour? Yes, they can. McDonald's can comfortably pay their employees fucking $20 an hour. That's a multi-billion-dollar business, man. McDonald's. They can pay. A lot of these companies can pay more. And anytime they give you something or say this is what we start off at, and there's no guidelines, there's no union or something like that, they can pay you more. But Aaron Rodgers got injured last year, and you see what happens when a certain things happen to a certain franchise of football. The NFL is willing to budge. You know what I'm saying? They're willing to change everything. He says, Ugly Cuz said, boxers today and football players today aren't as hungry as they were before. They're making so much money. Exactly. That's a fact. Talk about that in boxing all the time. All right. But Rodgers, like I said, Rodgers got hurt. And now Green Bay had all these night games and this and that. Now they want to change up the rule because Rodgers got injured. Brady got injured. They'll change up some shit. At the end of the day, it's football. You never put so much, how can I say, you never put so much onus on one position, even if it's the quarterback position. You should have a plan behind the quarterback to be good. You should have a good team around him. And just because he broke his collarbone, the whole NFL got to suffer. It's pitiful. It's a truly dirty and pitiful game. You know, and they basically what they telling the fans is this, man. Basically, I see you, Rashid Town. Basically, what they telling the fans is, fuck you. We gonna do what we want to do. We gonna make these changes, and guess what? You motherfuckers are still gonna watch it. Oh, we called y'all niggas. One of our owners, sexually harassing ladies and stuff like that. Oh, the radio show guy was saying, you telling the story and saying, you're N-word and stuff like that nature. Oh, you don't like the way we treated Ezekiel Elliott, even if he was innocent in the court of public opinion and the court opinion? We don't care. We're going to do what we want to do. Fuck you. You're going to still tune in and watch. Yeah, a couple of y'all guys didn't watch the Super Bowl. What happened next year? When you forget and you get caught up in the NFL hype. That's what they're doing. They basically telling the fans, fuck you. We're going to do what we want to do. And at the end of the day, if you don't boycott, trust me, the end is coming. Trust me. NFL, the end is coming. Enjoy it while you want to enjoy it now. It will be back to a second, third-rate sport. The NFL gets it. NBA gets it, excuse me. They got a lot of talent coming in with Zion Williams. He going to drive more fans to the sport than anybody. They had a few lackluster drafts in there between there, a lot of them. But now you got players that's coming up now. You know what I'm saying? Now you got real talent coming in. NFL, they don't care. Because of Aaron Rodgers, I mean, that motherfucker's 34 years old, man. It ain't our fault. Nobody really cares about no other team. Nobody care about the Green Bay Packers. If you're a Cowboy fan, you don't care about the Lions. You're a Lions fan, you care about the Browns. You're the Browns fan, you care about the Raiders. You care about the Giants. You just care about watching your team win. But this shows you there's an epic bias here. Epic bias. Epic. But, like I said, if the NBA really wanted to, man, they could do that shit, man, with that one-on-one thing, man. You know what? They could actually do a one-on-one tournament throughout the summer. You know what I'm saying? They can do a whole tournament on a pay-per-view card, a one tournament, one round, and get a mini tournament going. And every, next week they'll do it again, or they could do it on the NBA television network, or have ESPN pick up the rights. But one-on-one LeBron versus Durant, people will pay for that. I put the question up. A lot of people say I pay for that. For big money on the floor too. Make sure I hit that like button if y'all ain't hit it yet, man. That's huge, man. That's humongous, man. That's huge. And don't put that shit on no all-star game. No, make it its own entity. Because the point of sports is to remain relevant even in the offseason. The NFL fucking mastered that. Long before these controlling owners got in the game. They mastered the offseason. Super Bowl, free agency, which I don't think it should be free agency, okay? I think it'd be Super Bowl, draft, free agency, but I understand the free agency process is a lot different in NFL than any other sport. So Super Bowl, free agency, get people hot, the draft, and then a little gap there, then it's NFL training camp. They mastered it. Now it's time for the NBA to master its offseason. Shout out to Naquan Gates. Appreciate it, bro. Love the support, man. Oh, my God. Kobe versus T-Mac at their height? Great. Awesome. You know what I'm saying? This would be epic. And so many different ideas you can get from this. You could do a one-on-one tournament. On the undercard, you could do a 2-on-2 tournament. You could do so many things that fans fantasize about. That was the great thing about Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather. The great thing about it was a fantasy fight. The reason people flocked towards that fight, it wasn't because of the trash talk so much. It helped. But it was the point of, it was something that you usually don't see. It was out of the norm. It was like Bruce Lee versus Mike Tyson. It was like, who will win a race? Bo Jackson or Chris Johnson. It was some shit that you can never see. You only can debate. And the debate became real, which is, what if Conor McGregor stepped into the ring with Floyd? How would it go? An older Floyd. It was a fantasy fight that came reality. If the NBA was smart, they would give me some money for this idea. Help me orchestrate it. Just give me a job, NBA. You know what I'm saying? But they would do this. Seriously. All bullshit lot. They should do this. Convincing LeBron will be very, very tough. But they have a small window because LeBron Prime is not going to keep going for long. You know what I'm saying? And this will be epic. Imagine the next year they do it again. Kyrie versus Steph Curry. You know what? Why not? And I wouldn't pretty much do a lot of the young players. Let me say that. Iverson versus Kyrie. That would be a great one. I think Iverson is old now, man. But overall, that would have been a great one. And what if the big three is fantastic, man. I watched it the other night for the first time in a long time. It's a fucking fantastic idea. And I don't want this to overshadow the big three. So you can just make it one event. Shout out to Matt Wade. I appreciated Matt Wade in the super chat. But it'll be great. Yeah, Dr. J and Kareem, another good one. This would be an excellent idea. And then the opening pay-per-view could be a whole bunch of players playing 21. The winner gets so much money. Then you could have 2 1-on-1 contests up, and you could have some concerts. The NBA love hip-hop music. Yes, the big three is so much fun. I love the big three. You could have a concert in between there. You can make it a whole spectacle. Do it in Vegas. You can move it around each year. You can go over to Kazakhstan. I don't know, to Europe at one point. Do it in Canada. You know what I'm saying? Or you can go to markets. Oh, they played after they retired. I wonder who won that one. But you can go to different markets, okay, that don't have basketball and do these things. Seattle crying about they got their team took away, and that's right. They did. Seattle deserved a basketball team. You can go there and put the show on. Oh, Kareem won. Okay. Dr. J was a bad boy, though. George Garvin, too. From the city. From the D. But But yeah, this would be an excellent idea. I mean, like I said, I can play a game of 21 beforehand. I mean, to open it up. You got 2 one-on-one undercards, had concerts in between there. And the hip hop community would get behind it, man. I wonder what's other one-on-one matchups that y'all would like to see that potentially could be on our little fantasy card, pay-per-view card. Right now in the NBA, I mean, active players. I mean, who else is out there? I mean, Curry and Kyrie could be one. Who else? I mean, Kawhi Leonard is out there. Kawhi Leonard versus, well, who? I don't know. Yeah, big old Iceman. Iceman was a big motherfucker. I mean, you can have different ones, man. You can have Kawhi versus Jimmy Butler, Paul George. Hey, Westbrook versus James Harden. That would be another good one. That probably could start its own card, though. That probably could be its own entity. Shit, you can put Lonzo, De'Aaron Fox on the card. I know I say no younger guys, but fuck it. Shout out to Gregory Wyatt. I see you, bro. The Greek Freak versus Unicorn. Oh, that'd be an excellent one, Calvin Wells, excuse me. Giannis versus Kristaps Porzingis. I seen, because I play FanDuel and I try to watch as many games when I was on break working. I seen, Kawhi, that's a good one as well. I seen the Unicorn give DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis the cold-hearted business. Kristaps Porzingis is a bad boy, man. He's a bad. I think Westbrook could be anybody one-on-one. Yeah, possibly. He's so quick. It's gonna take a big guy to beat him. I don't think any smaller guards can beat him. Probably as far as the point guards, maybe Lillard and John Wall keep up with him defensively. But we know Dame Lillard really don't play no D. I mean, it'll be so many possibilities out there, man, for the NBA to really kind of prolong. So I know they don't want to step on toes and stuff of that nature, but sometimes, man, you gotta do what's best. Sometimes you gotta strike while the iron is hot. Oh, Big Money said De'Aaron parents live near me. I went to the same school as De'Aaron Fox. That's what's up. Lillard versus Westbrook, that'd be a good one. I mean, who else you got out there? Paul George versus Kawhi. DeMar DeRozan versus Bradley Beal. I mean, shit. This shit can be an annual event. You know, and shout out to Gregory Wyatt again, just putting a little something on a great channel. I definitely appreciate it. And then you could take this a step further. They can do like a basketball summer. You know how they do in the boxing expo? You know, they can do a basketball summer. It can be like a whole weekend for basketball. You know, they can unveil some new shoes. Nike, Under Armour can unveil some new shoes. You can have it set up like with an all-star game where you can go to these different machines or you play these different games. They can have an expo set up the whole weekend. Saturday and Sunday, they have events where you can meet NBA ball players. They unveil shoes. You know, they have some type of ceremony. And on Saturday or Sunday, whenever they want to do it, they had a pay-per-view event. They can make this shit a whole event for a weekend in the summer. NBA summer jams or whatever they want to call it. You know, they can make it like an all-star weekend in the summer. It'll be an excellent idea. The NBA would definitely nail this. If they was adopt this in August or July, something like that, they would nail it. They would nail it. And I know they have the thinkers and the movers and the shakers to really put this in rotation. Meanwhile, you look at the NFL and you say, shit, when they gonna put a plug on this shit, man? And right when they pulled the plug, he said, I had a Laker girl out there. All right. A stretch forward one-on-one tournament. Yeah, that should be crazy. You have Porzingis. Davis claimed that he a 4. I mean, everybody a 4. Nobody wants to be a 5. Nobody wants to be a fucking 5. You know what I'm saying? It'd be great. It'd be great. Another thing the Big 3 can do, they can incorporate a women's Big 3. You know what I'm saying? They can put one woman on each team or do a women's Big 3 with that as well. There's a lot of ladies that still probably in shape, like Lisa Leslie, that want to get in there and don't want to play a full season, that want to get it in. That'd be a great thing as well. Durant versus the Greek Freak. I mean, who else you got there this year? The Greek Freak versus Kawhi. Jason Tatum versus Ben Simmons. That's a good one. You know, it's a lot of good. They can do a 2-on-2 tournament. They can rotate it every year. But Durant, LeBron will be the ultimate popular offer of that. You could do a whole basketball summit. You know what I'm saying? You could do a whole basketball summit that whole weekend. Just pageantry. And the last day you had that one-on-one tournament. What's up, Christopher Benson? I see you. And V versus Whiteside. You know, I mean, big man tournament. That should be interesting. Some of these big guys are so athletic. Anthony Davis versus DeMarcus Cousins would be a great one-on-one. Yeah, I check out the Women's Lingerie Football League. I think that's what it's called. I watch it every now and again. I don't watch too much TV like I used to. But they hit harder than the men, to look like. I mean, you could have a shooting guard, a mini shooting guard. You could do a 2-on-2 tournament, man. A big and a small or whatever. They can do so many possibilities to keep the NBA relevant throughout the summer if they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? And the return to be crazy. Really, if you paper chasing, the return to be crazy. Yeah, Mitchell and Simmons. Shit, man. When I think Donovan Mitchell, he kind of reminds me of Brandon Roy. They was different, but just kind of like how successful they both were early on. Brandon Roy was a killer. Just had bad knees. Could you imagine back in the day before we log off, Penny Hardaway, you know, taking on Michael Jordan one-on-one? You know, Penny and Gary Payton. You know, Steve Nash taking on Jason Kidd, even though Steve Nash wasn't shit as a player yet. You know, all these different players, man, playing Reggie Miller, playing John Starks one-on-one. Patrick Ewing taking on Alonzo Mourning in all Georgetown matchup. It was epic. It would be epic, man. It would definitely be an epic affair. You know, definitely be an epic affair. You know. This shit'll be crazy. Curry and Kyrie, yeah, we just said that one. That would be a really, really good one. You know, really, really good one, man. So, yeah. I mean, I would say not All-Star Weekend because All-Star Weekend is All-Star Weekend, you feel me? I would say to do it, you know, how can I say? I would say to do it in the August, July, because it would kind of give people that love basketball a fix in the off season. Because the thing about sports is you dominate your regular season, but you kind of want to stay relevant in your off season. You see what I'm saying? You want to stay relevant in your off season, man. But I gotta log off. I definitely appreciate everybody for rolling through. I think I got a mercy on my hands, so yeah, for sure, man. Go ahead and hit me up in a text, man. I think I might have an emergency, man. My granddad's sick and my phone is blowing up, so let me see what's going on. Crazy week. Go ahead and hit me up, Callie. I definitely appreciate it, man. Shout out to everybody, man. I'm gonna do more of these everything streams, man. Definitely appreciate it. Hit the like button on your way out. Y'all know what the business is. We gone.